Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the ERShred Come Alive call. My name is Shawn Escobar, and I'm with my wife here, Crystal Escobar.
Hi.
We're so excited to be with you guys tonight. And a couple things real quick before we start. Right out of the way, we just want to get this disclaimer out of the way that if you are considering doing any kind of a new nutritional protocol or change your diet in any way, if you're under the care of a physician, we encourage you to consult with your doctor. We do not intend to treat, cure, prevent any kinds of medical conditions or diseases, and results may vary. So as you hear people's stories, we are going to have some testimonials tonight of people that have been on ERShred, and we're going to ask that they try to keep those testimonials to 2 to 3 minutes so that we can reach more people. We'll start with the new people, and then as we work through, we'd love to hear from people who've been on the protocol for any length of time, and we'd love to hear updates and just how it's going, what you've learned along the way, and status updates really. Beyond that, we just want to assure everybody this is not one of those network marketing infomercial things. This is not what we're doing. So don't worry, we're not going to try to rope you into some MLM. That's not what this is about. ERShred is a nutritional protocol, and it is life transforming. It changed my life 6 months ago completely. And I've been empowered beyond anything I could have ever imagined in my entire life. So, Crystal, anything to add to all that?
No, but I would love to add things to the people's testimonials. I always enjoy listening to those.
Crystal loves the stories. I love the stories too.
Yeah.
We're going to start right away with, we're going to invite Connie Norleen, if you're out there, to kick us off. Connie, do you know how to unmute? Connie's pictures were, oh my gosh, you guys. Go in the group ERShred.com, type in Connie in the search bar, and you'll see Connie's results are...
Wait, ERShredders.com.
ERShredders.com, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll take you to the group ERShred on Facebook. Connie, you out there?
I'm here, Shawn.
Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Thanks for being with us.
This is so awesome. I love this program, absolutely love it. And for anybody that doesn't know, I have been with Isagenix for 17 years. And so I'm not a newbie. And the program worked for me in the beginning, and I lost weight and I felt great, and helped me with some health issues, and I was doing great. And so then along the way, I don't know, things changed, and I started putting some weight on. And I finally had just decided that I was going to just settle for my weight where it was because I had my health. And so I was a lifer on Isagenix. I love the products. And so that's kind of where I was. And then my good friend, Yolanda Gonzalez, found you guys. And she said, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, well, shoot. I got to support her, so I got to do it. And so that's how I started on it, really. I was reluctant. I watched you guys, and I was kind of holding back. And when I decided, once I made the commitment, I just did it, and I did it all the way. And I did it completely. I didn't cheat. It's fun to have partners to do it with because you support each other, especially when you get to your cleanse days. And so Yolanda had great results, and I had great results. And so then I went through, I guess it was Thanksgiving, and then I got on the next one. And on Thanksgiving, I ate, but I didn't even want any dessert, which was like weird. And so then I went on the second one and did it completely, lost weight again. Yolanda did it too. And then we went through Christmas, and then I did another one, and that's the one we're in right now. And I've got 1 day to go, so I don't have complete results, but I did write down I've got 18 pounds so far for the 3 shreds, not counting my weight on Friday, and 20 and a half inches. And that's just on the first 2 shreds because I haven't measured on this one yet. But what I got was I feel skinny. Guys, I just feel skinny. And I was thrilled to put my pictures in the group. First I wasn't going to, and I thought, oh my gosh, when I looked at the before and after, I thought I gotta. So it felt good to do that. My stomach is flat. Holy cow. My midriff is flat. My waist is tiny. And I feel incredible. I have energy. I don't, the other thing was that I was getting where my body was hurting. And when I got on the very first shred, I didn't realize it, but my body had quit hurting. And then by the time I started the second shred, which was almost a month, and I didn't eat as well as I should have, the body was starting to hurt again. And so this time I was aware of it. And so I have been making better choices since then. So I love that. And I just think this is really just the greatest thing since popcorn. It's been a life changer for a lot of us, and I have absolutely loved it. You know, I think if I could share just a second, personally, I think that we all go on diets from time to time, but we really don't know how to eat. We always feel like we're starving, and then we always gain the weight back. And when I started with Isogenics, I lost the weight, but I didn't really learn how to eat on a regular basis to keep it off. And what I've learned through you guys is that if we follow this system and then make adjustments like you're coaching us to do, that we don't have to go back. You know, it's like we can go forward and we can feel this way forever. And so what I have done for me, which is, I don't know, maybe not your total protocol, but it's what I'm doing. It's working. And I just wanted to share. I have 1 day a week where I enjoy something that I want to eat that's not on the program. I have 1 day a week I cleanse. And I have 5 days a week that I pretty much do the eating on the ERShred program. Mm-hmm. So I allow myself 1 day for other things. And those other things might be like, you know, maybe a salad, where I was not eating salads anymore, but I miss them. So I'll choose that for a day. You know, I don't mean fill up on donuts and stuff and put all the sugar back in. So that's what's been working for me. And I love it. I think it's wonderful. I got to tell you, I'm forever grateful to both of you guys, Shawn and Crystal, for this program. And I absolutely love it. And has changed my life, and I can't wait. I've been telling the world about it, so it's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I love that you shared kind of what you do in between your 11 days and like as part of your maintenance, because I think that's what a lot of people are curious to know. They just want to see more ideas of how people are moving forward after the 11 days. So thank you for sharing that.
You bet. Thank you. And also, I'm going to be 78 in May, and I feel like I'm 50. So the program works. It's great.
You know what, Connie, I've known you for many years, and you look better than I've ever seen. You look phenomenal.
Very
you look
vibrant. Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. Mm-hmm. So congratulations. And
it's working.
Yes.
You almost touched on every single point. You practically touched on every single point. So that was pretty incredible.
Thank you. That was perfect.
Thank you so much. Guys, if you are someone who would also consider sharing, would you guys mind just go in the chat and just write in there, hey, I'd be happy to share, just like Ingrid just did. That was so nice, Ingrid. I'm going to call on you in a second. But Mary Beth Sisk actually had said she'd be willing to share an update on her. So you there, Mary Beth?
Hello.
There she is.
Hi, Mary Beth.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Okay. This is my third shred. I did my first 2 in October and November. And then I didn't take a complete hiatus from it or anything, but we did have the holidays, and it was the Christmas or the holiday season. I should probably just call it the gluten season, because that's kind of what it felt like. One holiday tradition that our family has is that we bake bread, and we bake it for our friends and our neighbors and our family. But baking bread, it's like trial and error with me. It's all still a learning process. So I feel like when we bake it, we have to try it.
That's right. Damn right.
So there was a lot of bread trying. There was a lot of cookie eating. So, but with that, I was not feeling my best. So just to let you guys know a little bit about me, I'm a mom of 4. My youngest are 8-month-old twins. So I was getting so tired. I was a little bit cranky, and just feeling really run down. And I can't really be having that. So I got back on the shred. We did the January 4th start.
Yep.
And 10 days in.
Today's day 10.
Yeah, I've lost 5 pounds so far. But what I wanted to share quickly was just a little story about how I was feeling, during that gluten season where I wasn't really feeling my best. I was also I was getting anxious. I just a lot of things were bothering me. And so we started on the 4th, and hold on. I'm talking too fast. I gotta slow down. Just basics, regular for day 1 start on the 4th. And I honestly, guys, on the 5th, on January 5th, on day 2, I woke up and I felt calm, I felt good. And I remember driving, because I was driving to a doctor's appointment, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just feel really good. I just felt relaxed, and it dawned on me. I was like, wow, it's just amazing the change that you can go through and the change that you can feel just by simplifying what you put in your body and simplifying what you eat. And it was like a total 180 in one day. So that was like the biggest. I like Ingrid's giving me the thumbs up.
My first shred was the same exact way. Yeah. The first day I lost so much inflammation in my face, and you guys maybe know my story a little bit more. I'm very susceptible to inflammation. I mean, not only on the pain aspect of things, but also in the the physical outward appearance of things as well. And my first shred back in October, October. Late October, early November, it was one day, and it was just gone, and it was fantastic. But I can attest to her anxiousness or anxiety and attitude and overall mood has been in line with mine, which has been improving. And it's so much. If you feel bad, you're gonna act like you feel bad, and everybody's gonna know it. Yeah, and we're so grateful that this protocol came in our lives. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, it was just, how you all kind of feel that post-holiday slump a little bit. And it hit me really hard this year. I mean, 2020 was the year of stress. So I think we were all just overly stressed, and that's just how I felt. And it was just wild that on January 5th, I was so calm.
Yeah.
And then
great.
It's been much better.
The birth of your
What's that?
The kid, I mean, lot of stress from every angle, man, every angle.
I'm not new to Isogenics either. I've been using the products for 5 years and loving them for 5 years. The first time I was introduced to it was after my second daughter, Whitley, and I was very successful at losing all of the baby weight after that pregnancy, and it was 40 plus pounds. And so that was pretty remarkable. So I've been using the products ever since and maintaining and loving them. And then after having the twins in May, stress, the stress just went through the roof. And that was a huge factor in everything. And so this has helped so much. So
thanks again, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Mary Beth.
We love having you guys part of this culture. You guys are special to us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I wanted to tell you guys, Mary Beth, I want so much for people to focus on the feeling. I want people to focus on that so much. And you know what? Like when you said that, I just thought, I feel good. And I remember I would be in the bathroom, I'd be getting dressed, and all of a sudden I would just like look over at Crystal and say, I feel so good.
Yeah.
I said that exact same thing to her today, because today, I don't know if you saw my post this morning, I woke up with no pain. And guys, again, if you know my story, I'm in chronic pain most of the time. Today, I just woke up and it was gone. And it, the holidays got to me, gluten season got to me. And the more I felt bad, the more I was like, screw it, I don't care. And then, you know how it goes. But yeah, it's been, the calm is awesome. And it's just so great. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, let's go with Ingrid. Ingrid, you out there?
There. Okay. Well, I'll be real brief because my story is a lot like the two that just went. Thank you very much, especially what Connie described and everything. And I'm a 5-year isogenics person too. And I just wanted to say for those people, this is my third shred. I'm in the middle of it. But what happens is I didn't do it quite right the first time, but I still had some great results. The second time I got better and it was great. And I gave it ample time, about a month, like all of you guys in between. And this one's even better. But, and I gained the weight, like maybe the first time, all of it back, the next time, not quite all of it back. But you notice that difference. You go back, because I wanted my old food. I hadn't rid of all my cravings yet. But I felt horrible after that. And there comes a time you just don't want the pain. It's not even worth it, right? Even just for me. And I was feeling, Adam, I was relating to what you were saying. And I thought I was really healthy and I didn't notice it, but I woke up just today. It's like, I can bend down, my knees don't hurt. It's just, and then you reach a plateau. So the first time I was at one, and then after I did the first cleanse, and I kind of went to a new plateau. It was lower, a couple pounds lower. And now I'm at another plateau. So even though I gained the weight back, it's new plateaus that you're finding. And it is wonderful to feel skinny or thin, skinny. And oh God, it feels great. So anyway, I just wanted to get people know your body's constantly changing. I think you guys said you've been doing 6 weeks and so if you don't see the results that you might see with the first one, no problem. It's a process. You will see the results. I can see my body physiology and makeup is completely changing through all of this. So thank you. That's all I want to say.
Oh man, thank you. So hey, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yep.
Okay, good. So another thing that we're trying to help people understand the power of, and it seems like people just can't understand it till they've experienced it. Have you noticed that intuitive thing around what your body wants and what you should be eating and what you should avoid?
Oh yeah, but it's been a process. The first time I still had the cravings, but by this time, I don't as much. And yes, I've always kind of done 2 shakes. It's easy for me now. My kids are grown, and so if I'm alone, I'll do 2 shakes anyway. But I will eat the not so great stuff in between. But now I don't want to. I'm craving the other stuff. So absolutely, yes.
On that empowerment, and I'm trying to tell people, like, it's not because you're strong enough. People keep asking. Right. They keep asking us, like, how are you doing that? How do you do that? That's not possible. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not that it's possible. It's not that we're willing it. It's not that we're strong enough. There's some little secret thing going on here where it literally is empowering you to where you just don't need it anymore. You just don't need it.
And in the meantime, I have a friend that's on the program too, and she'd go on and on about it, and she's really struggled because she had some really, really bad habits, but she's learned how great the isogenics products are because they're so full with nutrition. So instead of going for regular potato chips, she might cheat with half a bag of the whey chips. And she's totally satisfied. She doesn't have to feel guilty. So it's a transition from really crappy, it's a process, to really good to none at all. It's wonderful. So yeah, exactly.
I do. I view it as, everybody's on their own curve.
Yeah. And I just remember back, like even 10 years ago, just doing the, cleansing and all the, different things to try to clean up our diets over the years. We'd always end up like going back little by little, just like, oh, let's go out to eat. And then it just ended up like this is the first time in our lives that we don't go back to the other food, and we're just kind of confused. We're like, wait, why are we not eating? Why are we not going back to what we usually do? It's like up and down and up and down.
And it keeps on refining. That's the interesting thing, is I think once your body starts to speak to you, you start to say to your body, you know what? I think I've kind of abused you a little bit. And,
Yes.
you know, I actually kind of like you, and I think you like me. And I think I ought to do a better job of taking care of you. That's been my experience.
I agree 100%. And I love it. Like after the cleanse and I have my first shake, oh, my whole insides, my microbiome are just singing and they're so happy and it's gurgling. And I know they're saying, thank you, Ingrid. I love you. And I love you too. And it's such a wonderful thing, isn't it?
You got some energy, girl. I like that. You got energy. All right. I love it. Okay. What about Shawnee? Are you out there? Am I saying that right? Is it Shawnee?
Shanny or Shannon, either.
Shanny,
Hi,
sorry.
Shanny.
That's okay.
How are you, Shanny?
I'm good. I'm good. I want to thank Adam and Mary Beth for introducing me to the ERShred. I believe Adam and Mary Beth started talking to me about it when we were camping back in October, I think. So my first shred I did was in November. And I honestly, I lost maybe 3 pounds, which, you know, after being with Isagenix for 4 years, you know, and losing my 20 pounds and all my inches, you know, you have your little fluctuation points of where your weight goes, and I've maintained it for the most part. But after the first shred, I lost 3 pounds, but what it was the inches. I was blown away how much bloat left. And I really didn't really think I was a bloated person, but obviously I was very bloated because all together in the first 5 days of the first shred, I lost 9.5 inches throughout, and it was all bloat, all bloat. And so I was like, this is interesting. I think I might keep with this. And I started to feel much better. I was very skeptical at first, but I really, really enjoyed what it was doing for my body. Again, like Adam, I have 2 12-inch rods screwed into my spine. I'm missing part of 6 ribs. I call myself broken. I live in pain. But what I've noticed too is the pain is not there. Like today, I was able to play basketball with my son and football with my son, and, you know, things where I'm like, oh, usually I'm like, oh, mommy's a little sore, but nope, I had a great day today outside having fun and I feel good. You know, and it's this shred, I started on the 4th, down 5 pounds. I haven't done the inches yet because tomorrow's my 11th day, but my pants fit better. I've been living, as everybody I'm sure, since quarantine in yoga pants and sweatpants. So I finally said, well, it's jean season. Let's try on a pair of jeans that you always dread to try on. They fit comfortably. It was so wonderful. But sleep is good. And again, my energy has been so much better. So I love this process. I love the shred. And Adam and Mary Beth, thank you.
Hey, way to go, Shanny. That's incredible. And your scan looks great. I don't know if you've noticed anything around that, but we've noticed some cool things, people reporting just from within, you know, just from the body. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to try to describe it, but Jesse talks a little bit about it in his presentations, and we have so many people coming back to us saying, how in the world is this helping my skin improve so much?
Yeah, I don't really have the breakouts that I usually do. I don't know why. I'm almost 44, but in the last 10 years, now I have acne. But it's definitely not anywhere like it usually is. So it's definitely something going on. Good.
Shanny, have you noticed anything around mental clarity?
You know what? I would say yes. I'm always forgetful, but you know, I have an 8-year-old who keeps me on my toes. But no, I want to say I'm not having to write as many notes and forget where I've been putting things all the time. And I see more with it, more on my game, you know, from when I get up throughout the day to ending my night. I have a little more drive in myself. I can tell.
Yeah.
That's great, Shanny. I've heard stories, people like myself. Wow, we have 43 people on live on Facebook. That is so good.
Yeah.
I've heard the stories now of people talking about the brain fog. Who was the most recent? Oh, it was Shelly Johnson on last night's call with Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
She was talking about the brain fog, and she was talking about how she might sit there for a minute in like her car, and all of a sudden, like, the world is just not there anymore. It's just like, and all of a sudden you're just in this dark tunnel and you don't even feel like you're even on this earth anymore. And I know this feeling. I know this feeling of feeling like, why am I here? I'm really not. Not really present, so don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
That fog for me by about the 5th or 6th day was just gone. So cool. Hey, Shani, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you also for reminding all of us to put on some jeans once in a while, and it kind of help us gauge where we're at.
Yes, I'm trying to get dressed more in regular clothes and out of the yoga pants and sweatpants.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing lots of big smiles, man. I love this call because what it's doing for people. If y'all didn't see Jason Young's video, go in the group ERShred, watch it, ERShredders.com. Watch Jason's video. What it's doing for people's joy, what it's doing for their emotional health. It's so fun. It's just, you can't describe it.
Yeah.
Donna Berry, was it? You out there, Donna?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. I'm on day 7 now, and my husband is doing it with me. We did isogenics a long time ago, and so when my friend Aubrey brought it up to me, I was like, oh gosh, not again.
Love Aubrey, man. Aubrey's the best.
She is.
She's strong too, man. That girl's strong.
Yeah.
She is. Yes. She and I are like almost the same person. So sorry about that. When I found her, it was just awesome. It was awesome to be able to connect in that way. And I'm on day 7 and I feel amazing. My husband, who usually has to drink, mild energy drinks all throughout the day, not doing that. And he's able to stay awake. Like it's absolutely amazing. I even bought him caffeine pills. So I was like, I don't want you drinking anything. I want you to stick to this, but here's some caffeine pills for when you need. Not doing it. I don't hear him snoring during his lunch break. And then me, I homeschool my kids because that's what COVID has made us do. And it's just, I'm able to be there for them, be present, be active. There's also less dishes. I was just telling this to Aubrey. There's less dishes because of the shakes.
Yes.
And there's more time to be with them and to sit down and to just have, it's just been so awesome. The connections that I've been able to have, the energy. This last week we started going to the gym again at 5:30 in the morning. And normally when I first start that up, I'm exhausted. And for the first 2 weeks as my body adjusts, but I haven't had any of that. I just wake up and I'm ready to go. And I just feel light. And the weirdest thing is in my chest, in my body, it feels clean. It doesn't feel sluggish. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It's the weirdest feeling. I remember this last time we were on isogenics, but this protocol is just amazing. And it's so much fun eating steak every day. Hello. Yeah. So it's been really good. Already down, I'm already down 9 pounds. And the inches, I haven't even measured yet because I want to wait till the very last day. I'm like, I can wait 11 days to measure and see. And so, it's just awesome. It's so good. So thank you. All the sciencey things, I'm geeking out over that. I have to watch them a few times to make sure I understand them, but it's just been awesome.
Thank you, Donna. I love that you mentioned the less dishes, because that is one of my favorite things as far as saving time, because we're eating less meals because you can go a longer stretch of time without eating, as opposed to my vegan diet. It was every 2 hours I was hungry. And not only was I eating every 2 hours, of course, more dishes, but also lots of ingredients. I felt like I was constantly creating these big concoctions that required like 20 different things, and then it all has to be fresh, so you got to go to the store more often. So, and I got to use all these special like kitchen tools, like the zoodle thing, and like all the different things that I purchased to be on this diet. There's a lot of dishes and a lot of different gadgets that I needed.
Yeah, totally.
So it's super simple. And, you know, again, the vibe I'm getting from you, Donna, is that you're having fun. I would let people know that's unique. That's actually very unique. Usually, I haven't been coaching people intensively because I haven't had time to. I've been very preoccupied with teaching people about the protocol and reaching people, as many people as we can. But I haven't had to coach people like I used to. That's been the cool part, is people just like it. And I had this thought, this epiphany, where it was like, you know what? Crystal and I and Lily, we just did it. We just did it. And we didn't require any kind of intensive coaching. We were just solid because we were committed, and we want those kinds of people. And we feel like this protocol has this snowball compounding, empowering effect. And that's what we're finding, is people just start to find, they summon the strength. They summon it from within. And Jesse on the call again last night, Jesse's so good at those calls. And on the call last night, he talked about how you just can't write people off. Don't write anybody off, because everybody has that within them. Once you empower them, everybody can step up to the plate. Everybody can start swinging and hitting home runs. Everybody. Mm-hmm. Wow, this is so good. All right, we're gonna cut off the testimonials. We're sorry for all of those of you who didn't get a chance to share. I'm gonna challenge Crystal just real quick before we introduce Jesse to just share with people a little thing that we do all the time, and that is teach people what it means to do what is hard so that your life will be easy, and to do if you do what is
Wait, it was Les Brown's quote, do what is easy and your life will be hard. Do what is hard and your life will be easy. It's like, just get through the first hard part. And it applies a lot to our parenting. We use that quote a lot because it's hard to do the disciplining. So that's a quote that can apply to a lot of areas of life.
It applies to everything. It just does. And you know what? In this case, like, think about how it applies to those first handful of days for a new person, and they're just getting started, and it's like, is it going to be worth it? Well, even if it's a little hard at first, do what is hard, and ultimately, what does that equate to?
Our life feels a lot easier now in so many different ways, like I just talked about with Donna. The list goes on at how much more simplified our lives feel just by doing what we're doing.
That's right. And the empowerment comes in.
And Mary Beth, how you said you just felt good and calm. I feel that as well. It's just like, I don't know, there's a lot of anxiety that we have around food and our diets and everything. And it's just like, it gives you a sense of calm. Like, okay, it's not that complicated. Meat and shakes and meat. Like, very simple. So you kind of feel like you can calm down and relax.
And it makes your life easier because you just become powerful. You become so badass. You're like, I tell people, bring out the fresh rolls, break them out of the oven, crack one in front of my face. Let me smell it. And I'll smell it and I'll go, smells good. And I'll walk away from it. Like, fully empowered. It will not have any hold on me.
That's funny. That just reminds me of Brooklyn, our 9-year-old. She goes, we were just playing this little game and I landed on have a dare. So she had to dare me to do something. And she goes, I dare you to eat a piece of candy. I was like, not gonna do it.
All right, we better introduce our boy, Jesse.
Yes.
You want to introduce him?
No, go ahead. You're good at acknowledging.
Jesse is the only ERShred ambassador ever. He is a nutrition coach. He was a former bodybuilder, and he is an ultra marathoner. He has a daughter, and I think she's about 10 or 11. He just got engaged. And anyway, Jesse is the man, and we just really appreciate you, Jesse, always and forever. We just think you're the greatest. So he's going to teach you about why this is doing what it's doing for you. And I think he's going to charge some more people to get on it because we got another group coming up on January 25th. You out there, Jesse?
I'm here. What's up, brother?
Yeah, man.
Jesse.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't even know where to begin. Like, I have so many emotions and thoughts from this call because for me, it's really cool. You know, it's funny. Like, I have this stupid thing called health coach, nutrition, whatever it is, right? And really all that stuff, what I've realized over the years, it really doesn't mean anything unless you can actually get people to follow through, to get people to actually do something, right? And that's what we're seeing. And all these testimonials that we're hearing, you know, yes, there's certain science behind all of this stuff and the way that the body functions. But if you understand the way the body functions, what we're doing is realizing how we've survived for so many years before the food industry came in and absolutely trashed everything, right? Absolutely trashed it all. Disease started going on the rise, cardiovascular, autoimmune disease, everything, right? There's all sorts of these crazy things, and all these things can be tracked to bad food choices. And what we're realizing now is that our bodies, every single one of you, is freaking the miracle. You're all amazing. You are the miracle. Like, that's what it's about. And before I go any further, by the way, Ingrid, you win the most excited person on Zoom that I've ever seen in my life. And I'm every day too. That's why I go from this high up so nobody can see from the waist down, so that I got mine sporting too. But guys, look, here's the thing. The ERShred's really simple. We're going to keep this simple because we want to condense it all, just like the ERShred is. And if you want a little in depth, just go to ERShred.com, watch the video there. But the ERShred works because it's not just one thing. It's this convergence of all of these different things put together. One of the coolest things that I've learned over 15 years and going to one school in particular, Institute of Integrative Nutrition, where I was able to kind of just study 100 different dietary theories. And all of these doctors and scientists, they all came up and they did these presentations. Why you should be high carb, low protein. Why you should be high protein, low carb. And every one of them had all this science. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, everybody has a different way. And over the years, I remember putting myself through all these different regimens, bodybuilding and stuff. And then I realized, what if it's a little bit of everything and just keep it simple? Just give the body exactly what it needs. Why do we need all of this smorgasbord that we've come to know as food in America, right? Like, do we really need all that? So you just got to start questioning yourself. And I just wanted to bring that story because that's what I see so many of you guys doing. That's the empowerment aspect that's just so beautiful, is every single one of you. Yeah, you're losing weight. Yeah, your skin, like, your skin's getting healthier because your new cells are being born in a nutrient-rich environment versus nutrient-dense environment. And you have new skin like every 30 days. The top layer, it just replaces itself. The whole body replaces itself. So as you give it more and more time without putting in the chemicals, and we take that first part of the beautiful ERShred, the elimination aspect, and we wipe out the soy, the gluten, the artificial dyes, the colors, the sweeteners. The body doesn't know how to process chemicals. You give it a chemical, it doesn't know what to do. You give it nutrients and vitamins and minerals, bingo, you start to come alive again. That's the magic, right? That's part of the magic. So we have this beautiful elimination aspect that's part of the ERShred, and we get rid of all of that stuff and we flood the body full of nutritious, dense food, i.e. meat, right? Meat is one of the most nutritiously dense foods in all of the planet. And for whatever reason, because of media and marketing, we got scared of it for a while. But as you're starting to realize, meat, it's freaking amazing. It's where it's at, right? So we flood the body with all of this nutrition while we eliminate all the culprits, all the crap, all the stuff that's causing chronic inflammation. You guys go, my bloat is gone. You're being attacked by chronic inflammation. And it's a tricky little sucker because it doesn't weigh anything, but it causes massive destruction on the inside. We're gonna keep it really simple at that, and we can get into more of that later on, right? Then we have the reset component of the ERShred. So we're eliminating all of the stuff, and we slide in this nutritional regimen, nutritional cleansing regimen that has an 18-year track record. It has over 750 people using this regimen alone to lose over 100 pounds. And, we do intermittent fasting, but we couple it with this product called Cleanse for Life that's scientifically backed and proven and has peer-reviewed journals, published in journals of medicine. So we incorporate that in because we trust it. and it allows the body, it supports the body in doing what your body is designed to do. Clean yourself, rid yourself of poisons, toxins, and all this other crap that gets on inside. So we utilize that. Then we have the shred aspect of the ERShred, where we continue on from the meat that we're using, the nutritious foods, and we then again turn to science and quality, and we utilize these macronutrient dense meal replacement shakes. And these shakes have everything you need from A to Z. And then we've learned through science again that we can incubate these shakes because of the live active enzymes that are contained inside them. So what that does is it takes net protein utilization from 20% if you just consume them regularly all the way up to 90%. So now we're maximizing. Remember, it doesn't matter if you just eat healthy, you have to be able to absorb it through your intestines. And a lot of us have jacked up intestines. So we're going through these healing processes, and you see the ERShred is this convergence of elimination, nutritional cleansing, intermittent fasting, nutritional restoration, metabolic flexibility, which is where you start to really understand the beautiful power that it is to fuel your body on fats, but also be able to maximize a little bit of the glucose, but you're not fully choosing glucose. You see, there's 2,000 calories that can be held by glucose. There's over 100,000 calories that can be held by fat. A limited energy to moderate energy. Although you can maximize and benefit from glucose in, say, like high intensity workouts, marathons, extra activity, you know, once you get into that type of it, but you're starting to realize just how beautiful it is. And then it's giving you the power. And then we come in with our community, right? This is what I think kind of just ties the bow and just makes it all pretty, is that you have a community of 20,000 plus people now that are all on the same journey. We all raised our hand. We all said, yes, I want to feel amazing every single day of my life. Not because the magazine told me so, not because the TV told me so, because I freaking deserve it. I choose to feel amazing, and that's why we do it. And you're starting to make those choices. Make sense? So I want to tell you, it's okay to, you know, have a bloopy. It's okay to have whatever. Like, nobody's perfect. This is not what this is about. You see, the ERShred is the tracks to run on. As Shawn says, it's the ambulance that comes in and gives you the shock when you need it the most, right? It just brings you back to life. It puts you back on that pathway so that way you can put yourself back in the driver's seat. This is what the empowerment aspect is that everybody talks about. This is what you're all describing, right? You're making these choices. You're realizing for yourself. You don't need somebody to tell you what to do. You already know what to do. It's just putting it all together. So that's the basics that I got, Shawn. We'll keep it real simple.
All right, you guys, that's cool. Thank you, Jesse. Really appreciate it. You said something interesting there, Jesse, that I don't know if I've heard you say it before. It wasn't fat adaptive. It was another word.
Yeah, I learned. It's called metabolic flexibility.
And
so it's when you can
that?
actually, yeah, you're actually at this point now. I'm at this point. You get to a point where, you know, you're utilizing fat so much, and you're realizing that on a day-to-day basis, the more you do this, you're going to come to the realization that choosing to fuel on fat for the day-to-day is absolutely the most beneficial choice that you can make. I mean, it's just an endless supply of energy, which is why you're all jacked up every day, right? Which is why you just wake up, boom, you're like, holy shit, it's time to get up, like before the alarm. And, you know, I'm going to have trouble going to sleep tonight. And then 4 a.m. comes around, and it's like, that's why you're having this constant energy. You no longer need that afternoon, energy drink. You no longer need that cup of coffee in the afternoon that you maybe used to think that you needed. You're realizing that you used to think you needed all this stuff, right? So you're utilizing this fat, but it's also your body's ability to process glucose and utilize that energy, because in an environment, Shawn, where you're going to do a mass workout, an intense workout, glucose is definitely the smarter energy, because it's fast, it's quick, it's this exertion, and that's what you want during that time. But your body's always going to choose glucose first. So you time it right, and you utilize that energy, and you can slide right back into fat adaptation. It's very, very different than ketosis. People get this mixed up all the time. Ketosis is part of the fat adaptation process, but you got to go to mass extremes, where this, you can really create what I love the most and what I've been living for so many years is balance. True balance, and fueling with what you know feels best for you.
All right, Jesse, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit more for my benefit and everybody else's. So glucose, being preferred around that, really physical, that big workout, what would that look like? Would that be eating some form of carbohydrate a certain time before? How much? Or would that be more just like a pre-workout drink? What do you like around that?
Again, here's the cool thing is, and this is what I've been doing in the group too, Shawn, this is my favorite part. You see, I chose health coach, and this is because over the years, I've tried so many nutritionists and all this stuff, and I believe in not just giving that answer, because my food could be your poison.
Right.
My food could be your poison. And my friend, as we know each other, my food is your poison.
Yeah.
We know that. Like stuff that I eat, your gut would just be destroyed, right? So some people, again, when I do workouts, I know where I'm at from doing this for so many years now. I mean, it's like go time. And you put the key in the engine and you go too. You know what I mean? Like when you're at that level, you can maximize a good pre-workout, a solid one like we even provide. You know what I mean? Because of the scientific ingredients, but understanding that it still has carbohydrates, it still has sugars, it still has, that's the problem that we've gotten into. Like, yes, it's healthy, but it has to fit you. It could also mean on the opposite end, a sweet potato, a quarter of a sweet potato, amazing slow burning energy that can sustain a workout. And I just want people to be careful not to jump to that too quickly though, if we're going to teach the right way, because for the average person, you really can do an hour workout on good quality water.
You can. You
really can. When you get your body to that point, you should go. But when you're getting to those other levels, like Aubrey comes to mind. I've worked with her now as long as you've known her. She's going through these stages, right? And now she's at that point where, we had to utilize certain things in carbohydrates. Like they're not bad. I need people to understand, like, this is not, the ERShred is not like demonizing foods. We want to teach you what foods serve you. It's such an important thing that I want to keep hammering. It's so important because that gives you the power.
Yeah, Jesse. So
does that help? I hope that helps.
Yeah, it helps me. It helps me a lot. And all my workouts, and I'm just being candid with everybody, I've been working out like every day for 6 months, hour and a half a day, and I go pretty hard, and I've been great. There was only one workout where I just absolutely killed myself, and I ended up crippled on the ground with just a cramping stomach because I've done my abs so much. And that's where it clicked, like, oh man, like, okay, I get it. I probably needed a little carb on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do it, but 90% of the time, you really want to, fuel on fat. And I was that way, Shawn, and I slid off a little bit. And I want people to realize, like, I've been doing this for a lot of years, a lot of freaking years. Like, that. And it's okay. Like, I want to share with you, like, it's not about, like, Mary Beth shared a great story. Like, it was like, gluten heaven, right? And it's okay. But you see, you've realized it. You realized it yourself.
Right.
And then you just come back into this community and it's like, bam, everybody's like, how do you not get motivated from the success of other people? How do you not get motivated from the value that's getting imported? And we're working on more and more and more. Like, we are not stopping. You got to understand this is not a fad. This is not going anywhere. Like, our hearts, me, Shawn, Crystal, like, they are like, cool, you guys, you have no idea. Like, we're going to keep dumping in and you'll keep realizing this. Just keep going. Just don't quit. The only person you ever quit on is yourself. So it's okay to get frustrated, but just dust yourself off, get back up, jump into what it is. And every time that you go, one of the biggest things I learned, Shawn, from ultramarathon running, I have a ton of lessons from this, but one that will relate to this is every race. When I first started, man, the chafing was so bad. It like ripped my skin. I won't tell you where. It was really bad. It hurt. Like, I learned to put extra in certain places and the race got easier. And then my feet got destroyed and I learned how to take care of them. And every time, it was painful. It hurt. I was trudging, but I never quit. And every time I took that piece of knowledge and went forward, and that's what I hope people do as they continue to shred, bigger picture, bigger vision. I want to touch on that because It's a big question for people ending now too, right? There's no right and wrong. Please stop asking, like, what food can I eat? You can eat whatever food you want, damn it. I am not your mama. I'm not your daddy. You understand? Like, you choose your food. Shawn is not your mama and daddy. Like, but choose wisely. You did this for a reason. Keep choosing you. That's all I'm going to tell you is keep choosing you. For no one else. You keep choosing you because, damn it, your health is your greatest wealth and you deserve it.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. I'm going to put another call out there, guys. We're going to do this big group January 25th. Our first ERShred of the year is wrapping up, and it's wrapping up tomorrow. We're going to see some killer results coming in on Friday. Everybody, I want to invite you, if you have shared your testimonials with us, I want to also invite you to do what Jason Young did, and that is make us a video. We'll post if you'll make us a video and share it with us, we'll post a disclaimer for you. Just don't make any health claims or medical claims. And we want to flood the earth with these videos. I also want to encourage you, if you've done this and you've realized this awakening, if you will, you came alive, if you will, and you want to impact other people because you just feel like it's the right thing to do. The way that I got this off the ground was through Facebook Live. I started doing Facebook Lives. I don't know why I was called to do it. I just told Crystal, I said, I have got to put myself out there because this is just too good. And this is too good to keep a secret. I'd never felt that way about anything in my life before. I felt like if I keep this knowledge and this experience and this empowerment, and if I just keep it to myself, then I'm a selfish human being. And so I told Crystal, I'm just going to start doing these videos, these live videos. Well, you know what? I've got to tell you, this is a way that you can reach people. And you know, one of the things that ERShred's going to do for you, it's going to, you know what, I've learned from my father that most people, they die in their 80s and 90s, but that's not when they die. That's when we bury them. They actually died in their early 30s, maybe mid 30s. That's when they died, okay? Because they stopped believing in themselves and they stopped trying and they stopped working for things and they stopped realizing their talents and exploring. And guys, this will do things for you that are so far beyond physical. And I can't convey that to you until you try it. I just can't convey it to you. But it's going to do things to you on an emotional, spiritual, okay, soul level, and you're going to feel different. And what's going to come of that is you're going to have a moment where you look at your spouse or you look at your friend or you look at your coworker and you're going to do what Mary Beth did. You're going to go, just out of the clear blue, you're going to go, I feel great. And then people are going to go, oh, all right. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. The energy, you guys, you can't fake it. You can't summon it. You can't pay for these testimonials. This is real. So join us on January 25th. And if you don't have your stuff, get with whoever told you about it. They'll get you your stuff. And go down this journey with us of empowerment. What better time to do it than now? Right now, you deserve to take back control. You deserve it. This is really an empowerment lifestyle. Jesse says it all the time. Jesse, I'm going to close with this. Jesse always says, food is the most powerful drug on earth. You don't realize the power one bite of food has over you. Biochemically, physiologically, scientifically, you don't know what it does to you. One bite of food, you don't understand. Well, guess what? Food is, in my opinion, what I've come to learn, common denominator of wellness is not a supplement, okay? It's not some magic pill and it's not some magic drink. The common denominator of good health is what you put in your mouth every day in terms of food. And until you learn that and until you understand that, until you gain control over that, you're not living. You're not living. You don't own your life.